Welcome! Today we are going to investigate what happens when we combine a solid cornstarch with a liquid water. We are going to see if the mixture becomes a solid or a liquid. What you will need for this experiment is cornstarch, water, a bowl, a spoon for mixing, a measuring cup for cornstarch, a measuring cup for the water, food coloring for a fun effect, and paper towels. To set up this experiment, I'm going to measure out 1/3 cup of water, and 2/3 cup of cornstarch. I'll first dump the cornstarch into the bowl, then the water, then a little bit of the food coloring, and mix it around. But before I conduct this experiment, I would like you to take some private think time and use your prior knowledge to consider what you know about what happens when a liquid and solid are combined. After you have taken some time to think about what you know regarding combining solids and liquids, I would like you to make a hypothesis about what will happen when cornstarch and water are mixed together. Will it be a solid, a liquid, or something completely different? Your hypothesis should be in the format, if blank, then blank, because blank. At this time, please pause the video to form your hypothesis. Now, let's begin the experiment. I'm going to begin by dumping the 2/3 cup of cornstarch into the bowl. Next, I'll dump the water. Then I'll add a few drops of the blue food coloring. I'm going to do about 3 drops. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. Then I'm going to take the spoon and begin to mix. It's really tough to stir. As you can see, it's starting to get mixed up, but there's still some liquid in there. When I poke it, I can't penetrate it. If I go slowly, it dips right in. Another thing about this is that if I take some of it out, on my hand, it drips. But I can roll it into a ball or clumps, and then it'll drip right off my hand. So is it a solid or a liquid? Now that you've seen this experiment, I have a few questions to ask you. When I dipped my spoon into the mixture, did it seem more like a solid or a liquid? What did the mixture look like when I poked it with the spoon? Is it a liquid or a solid? Was it a liquid or a solid when I tried to roll it into a ball or into the clumps? Is it a liquid or a solid? What about when I dropped it onto the table? Liquid or solid? You may be wondering, why is this unlike other liquid and solid combinations that you've seen before? The particles of cornstarch are floating throughout the water with relatively even spacing between each one. This is similar to the way sand particles are suspended in water in quicksand. Applying force causes the particles of cornstarch to become pressed tighter together, thus increasing the viscosity. Viscosity is when a fluid resists a force, tending to cause the fluid to flow. And now for the 7-word concept theory regarding whether or not this mixture is a liquid or a solid. Liquid and solid due to suspended particles.